Hi guys and gals and all my non-binary friends. So today we are going to Nevada. Happens in Nevada, stays in Nevada. Nevada has 6 electoral college votes. Abolish electoral college. We don't need it. Let the popular vote be the one that decides the winner. That's true democracy, guys. Key dates to remember are going to be October 6th, which is the voter registration deadline by mail, October 29th, which is the voter registration deadline online, and then October 20th, which is the recommended date to have your mail-in ballot back in. October 17th to October 30th is the early voting days, and of course November 3rd is going to be the election. And if you're not sure how to register, you've never registered, or you just want to check your registration, you can go to vote.org or Vote Save America, or both. Links will be in my description box. In Nevada, you can register the same day you want to vote, but you know what? Why wait? Go and do it now. What are the vote by mail requirements in my state? All active registered voters will be sent a ballot in the mail, but voters can choose to vote in person instead of casting a mail-in ballot if they want. The decision of how to vote will be up to each individual. Ballots will be mailed to the voter registration mailing address on file with your county election office and cannot be forwarded by the post office. This means it is extremely important that your voter registration mailing address be current. So if you need to update your registration, all of that, again, check vote.org and Vote Save America. All voters, especially voters who have recently moved or have not voted in a while, are highly encouraged to check their voter registration status well in advance of the election day. If you are going to vote by mail, they do recommend that you have your ballot in by October 20th. Does my state require my ballot to be postmarked or delivered by election day? Ballots returned by mail must be postmarked on or the day before the election. What are my non-mail ballot return options? Ballots can be returned in person at ballot drop-off locations. All counties will have at least one ballot drop-off location. A list of all drop-off locations will be included on the Nevada election webpage. So again, check out Vote Save America if you need a link to the Nevada election webpage. And you can track your ballot on Vote Save America as well. What if I requested to vote by mail, but I choose to vote instead? Even though all active registered voters are going to get a mail-in ballot, it's up to the individual to choose if they want to vote in person or by mail. Please vote by mail. It's so much safer. It's so much more convenient. And if you have your vote in by October 20th, you're so much more secure. So please, 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 if you can't vote by mail, I really encourage you to do so. What if I don't receive my ballot by October 20th? If you requested your ballot, but you haven't received it, if it arrives the day before the election, you can return your ballot in person at a ballot drop-off election. All counties will have at least one ballot drop-off location. If it doesn't arrive before election day, you can vote in person. Can I vote early in person? Yes, you can vote early in person. Early voting starts October 17th and ends October 30th. Not the longest early voting days, but hey, at least you have some. If you are going to vote on election day in person, wear a mask, keep a safe social distance for you and other voters. And if you see any sus people trying to stop people from voting, trying to intimidate like the Proud Boys, like the president told the Proud Boys to do, then you need to call 1-833-336-8683. Do I need an ID to vote in person? If you've completed your registration in the past and have voted before, you're all set. If you're a first-time voter or want to finish your registration on election day, you'll need to bring a photo ID or a copy of the utility bill, bank statement, or paycheck. All right, and Nevada has 10 of its 21 state Senate seats up and all of its House Assembly seats up. So please check out Ballotpedia for more information on who's running in your district for the House Assembly seats and if you have anyone in your district running for state Senate. Nevada also has 2 Supreme Court seats up this year and 1 intermediate appeal court seat up this year. Let's just try to show at least one judgeship. So this is going to be the race that I'm going to show. It's Bunny Bulla, I hope I'm saying that right, who is going against Susan Bush. So this is the 1 appeal court seat. This is my favorite part. Nevada has 5 ballot initiatives. You guys, I don't know if you know this, but I am a sucker for ballot initiatives. They just really get me there. Question 1 removes the constitutional status of the Board of Regents. A vote yes supports removing the constitutional status of the Board of Regents, which governs, controls, and manages the state universities in Nevada, thereby allowing the state legislature to review and change the governing organization of state university. So instead of this Board of Regents having control over universities in Nevada, the state legislature will have control. Question 2 recognizes the marriage of couples regardless of gender. A vote yes supports this constitutional amendment to recognize marriage between couples regardless of gender. State that religious organization and clergy persons have the right to refuse to solemnize a marriage, and repeal Question 222, which defined marriage as between male person and female person. A little late, but better late than never. Right, question 3 revises duties of the State Board of Pardons and Commissions. A vote yes supports this ballot measure to require the State Board of Pardons Commission, which is responsible for granting pardons, to meet 4 times per year, allow any board member to submit an issue for the board consideration, and provide that a majority of the board members is sufficient to issue a pardon. Question 3 will make changes to the constitutional structure and duties of the State Board of Pardons Commission. It has the power to remit fines and forfeitures, commute punishments, and grant pardons except for treason, impeachments, and death sentences or life sentences with possibility of parole. It's requiring that they meet 4 times a year. I don't know how many times they're meeting right now, but 4 times seems a little low. So if you can make that maybe 10, 20, maybe 100 times a year, because I'm sure y'all have plenty of people who are locked up right now in Nevada for no reason besides the fact that they either couldn't pay their bail or some other stupid shit. So y'all should definitely have these people out here pardoning people more than 4 times a year. That's bogus. Question 4 creates a constitutional right to certain voting procedures and policies. A vote yes supports this constitutional amendment to provide voters with a constitutional right to certain voting procedures. Would add the state's Declaration of Voters' Rights, which was passed as a statute in 2002, to the Nevada Constitution. The amendment would provide qualified persons who are registered to vote with the constitutional right to receive and cast a ballot that is written in a format that allows the clear identification of candidates and accurately records the voters' preference in the selection of candidates. It also would provide registered voters with other constitutional rights, including to have questions about voting procedures answered and have voting procedures posted in visible location at polling places, to vote without intimidation, threats, or coercion, to vote during an early voting period or on election day if the voter is in line at the time polls close, to return a spoiled ballot and receive a replacement ballot, to request an assistance in voting if necessary, to sample a ballot which is accurate, informative, and delivered in a timely manner, to receive instructions on how to use ballot voting equipment, to equal access to election systems without discrimination, including on the basis of race, age, disability, military service, employment, or overseas residence, to a uniform statewide standard for counting and recounting all votes accurately, and to have complaints about elections and election contests resolved fairly, accurately, and efficiently. It seems like they're just trying to give you more voting rights. And honestly, who don't like voting rights? Personally, I love voting rights. Finally, the 5th and last ballot measure, question 6, requires utilities to acquire 50% of their electricity from renewable sources by 2030. A vote yes supports amending the state constitution to require electric utilities to acquire 50% of their electricity from renewable sources by 2030. Add language to the Nevada Constitution requiring the state RPS to increase to 50% by 2030. And RPS is a mandate that electric utilities acquire a minimum amount of electricity from renewable energy resources. They want at least half of your electric utilities to be used from renewable energy. Personally, that sounds good to me. But I don't like that we always set like these far off dates for making ourselves more energy efficient. Pushing it to 2030, we know that scientists say that by 2040, human lives will be gravely endangered by climate change if we don't do anything. And you want to have 50%, just 50% of your energy be renewable by 2030, 10 years before scientists have given us our deadline. It just don't make sense to me personally. Those are the ballot initiatives. Ballot initiatives always just get me right, man. Reno, Clark County, and Washu? I'm sorry. I never know how to pronounce these things. Washu, if this you, I'm sorry. These are your municipal elections. So please, if you are living in any of these 3 counties, cities in Nevada, please check out Ballotpedia for more information on the municipal elections happening in your state this year. We can't forget about the kids. There are 2 school board elections. So if you live in Clark County and Washoe, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, county, you have school district elections coming up. So please, if you live near these districts or you have children that go to these school districts, please check out Ballotpedia for more information. I hope you found this video informative. I hope that you're making a plan to vote. I hope that you're considering running for office in the future, because they try to make it so inaccessible, but it's in all of our hands to make this democracy work for everyone. And that means not only voting every 4 years, but voting every year, every month, every time there's something on the ballot, as well as being willing to do that civic duty of running. So with that being said, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, wash your hands, wash your face, wash your ass, wear a mask, and don't be an asshole.